Here's how Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars can be absolutely perfect. So first we gotta address the elephant in the room. Since they are bringing Robert Downey Jr. back in the MCU as Victor Von Doom, obviously Doctor Doom, we have to have him have some relation to Tony Stark, whether that's through the multiverse or however it happens. Because I'm sorry, there's a lot of actors that played roles in the MCU that you could bring back to play a different character, but when it's literally the face of the MCU, he has to have a connection in some way, shape, or form, and I think there's an easy way to do it. And that gives us the perfect opportunity in Avengers Doomsday to make this the Doctor Doom show, just like Infinity War was the Thanos show. We show all of his origin, how he's trying to maybe protect the world, and he realizes, hey, the multiverse is a threat to my world. And his world is going to be the one that the Fantastic Four is set in, because we know the Fantastic Four is set in an alternate universe taking place in the 60s, so I think having Doctor Doom in that universe would make a lot of sense, and we can see them kind of fighting throughout the movie as they're trying to stop Doctor Doom, but they ultimately fail, and he succeeds in deleting all of the other multiverses besides his universe, and he brings everyone into his universe for Secret Wars. I get this would kind of feel very similar to Infinity War. It's like, oh, everybody loses at the end of this one, and then it seems like, oh, they're obviously going to win at the end of the second, but it obviously seems like that's what they're going for with this kind of part 1 and 2 thing. But we got to hit pause before we get into Avengers Secret Wars, because I think in between these two movies, we're going to get one of either Spider-Man 4, Thor 5, or Shang-Chi 2. In that movie, I think at the post-credits scene or at the very end of the film, we're going to see this main Marvel universe that these heroes all take place in getting deleted and them getting pulled into Doctor Doom's universe, setting up Secret Wars even further, just like how at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp, we saw them get snapped because of what happened in Infinity War. Then we reach the main event that is Secret Wars, and this movie could easily be a mess, so what we really have to do is narrow down the focus of who are our main Avengers that we're going to be following. Because we just got confirmation at San Diego Comic-Con that both the Fantastic Four and Thunderbolts are going to be in it, and it's fair to assume everybody else we've currently seen in the MCU is going to be in this movie, and not even including all the different cameos and alternate universe versions that are going to be pulled into this film. There is going to be way too many characters to handle, and it's not going to be like Endgame where they don't come in until the very end. I feel like they're all going to be here from the very start. So while we're going to see all these characters, I think the main thread of Secret Wars should follow Captain America, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, and Spider-Man. Spider-Man being the real main focus. Whether he has a symbiote suit or not, I would love to see him have it in this movie, but we're not sure if that's going to actually happen. But seeing him have a fight versus Doctor Doom and that mask comes off and he sees, hey, this guy looks just like Tony, could be an amazing emotional moment in the movie. You know, this movie's just going to be a nostalgia fest, so we might as well embrace it and have things like Sam Wilson teaming up with Steve Rogers and both of their Captain Americas fighting together. I'm not gonna lie, it would be cheap nostalgia bait, but it would hit for me. It could also be the first time we see like the big three of Marvel before the MCU took over, of Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine all fighting together in this movie. Like, these were literally the staples of Marvel before the MCU, and seeing them all team up and have a huge fight scene together would just be great. The Fantastic Four should still be a big focus in Secret Wars, although I do think they will have a bigger focus in Doomsday, as I mentioned earlier, just because of how many characters are going to be in Secret Wars. Are going to kind of get pushed to the side a little bit. But I think we can all agree the most important thing that has to happen in Avengers Secret Wars is whether they defeat Doom or not at the end of the movie, they cannot restore the multiverse. They either need to just stay in Doom's timeline forever, having defeated him, or maybe they create like a new sacred timeline, and that's where the MCU picks off from now, kind of having like a soft reboot while still keeping a lot of the characters we love. Because I'm sorry, while the multiverse has had some amazing moments like Spider-Man No Way Home and Deadpool and Wolverine, it's just a really cheap storytelling device that really takes the stakes out of a lot of things. So this is the perfect way to have a huge multiversal event that also ends it for good. And then I don't think we're going to see the X-Men before Doomsday or Secret Wars, but after creating like a brand new sacred timeline, that is the perfect opportunity to introduce an all new cast playing the X-Men, give us a very fresh take on it, fully embrace the mutant era with this new sacred timeline, just give the X-Men a fresh start, and I think it can be absolutely amazing. Hopefully we get that Scarlet Witch solo movie that has been rumored. I think they're going to still announce this at D23. Again, just fully diving into the mutants. As of right now though, it's all just theories, and these movies could either be absolutely amazing and set up the future of the MCU for even bigger things than we've ever seen before, or it could just be a total catastrophe, and the decision to cast Robert Downey Jr. as Doctor Doom could go down as one of the worst in history. Let me know all your thoughts on this, anything you want to see in both these movies. There's so much to talk about. I'd love to reply to all your comments and just have a huge big discussion about these future movies, and hit that like button for more.